Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Ume 10 Light Mobile Pendant. This is going to be the 131153. So Ume means Japanese flower blossom, and we have a piece of glass right here which we'll talk about in more depth. Really pretty. Let's get into the fixture body itself, and that's going to be really the singular pieces from the bottom of the glass to the little piece that's about this tall, the metal piece, and that's coming in at 7.3. The entire diameter of all of the 10 pieces together is coming in at 38.7. Overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the actual ceiling, is going to give you a pretty good range divided into two different ranges. So the standard is going to be 15 inches to 86.5, and then the long is going to be 15 inches to 140. And remember, that's going to be from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself. If you need more than 140 inches from the ceiling to the bottom of that fixture, send me an email so you're looking at the 131153 and tell me the overall height you're trying to achieve. So we can go pretty high, almost to a second story. We need to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It's going to come back with an answer, and we generally do it every day, so it's not a big deal. Okay, we'll talk about that glass again really quick. So I love this piece of glass. This is used on there's a lot of ume fixtures, lots of pendants, lots of sconces. It's a hand-blown glass. It's sandblasted or acid etched on the inside, so it's opaque. You're not going to be able to see through it, and you're not going to see the bulb. And that makes the outside of it glossy, really, really pretty. So it reminds me a lot of European glass, really fine European glass. There's a company called Dome out of France that makes pretty much the best glass in the entire world, hand-blown glass. And this has all the same characteristics and the quality of that. So it just reminds me of it pretty closely. Okay, why don't we get into lots of other little details about this. This is coming in at 34 pounds, so you want to talk to your installer about that. It is not slope ceiling adaptable, so no slope ceiling adaptability on this. Canopies up on the ceiling is coming in at 12.3. It's going to hang over your 4-inch junction box. The canopy up on that ceiling is going to be well, it's round to begin with, we know that, and it's about that thick. It's holding a transformer. It's going to transform your line voltage down to low voltage, going through those cables safely down to that piece of glass and the socket inside. When we talk about that canopy, I want to show you a little bit more information about that, and a good way to do it is to look at the installations instructions now, because it's going to give us some inside view. If you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for Installations Instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list, how to put it together. But a really important thing is it's going to show you some good line drawings, schematic drawings of that canopy and how it goes over your 4-inch junction box right up on that ceiling. And then you'll also notice in the pull-down menu for Choose Your Finish, that finish is going to be on a couple different things. So it's going to be on the metal part just above this. It's going to be on those long arms that are holding the mobile part of this equation, that are holding everything going down. And it's also going to be on the bottom plate. Remember, you have kind of a disc up on that ceiling, and the bottom of that is going to be a face plate facing down, and that's going to be in the finish that you chose in your Choose Your Finish. The can of the canopy, that's the round part that goes on the ceiling itself, is always going to be in black. And then the little pieces you see on that faceplate are basically called grippers. So those cables are going to go up into those grippers, and you're going to adjust them to get them where you want them to be, and all these fixtures down below where you want them to be as well. And after that is when you cut the cables on the other side. However, before that time, you can have the ability to adjust these, and they're also called strain relief. And you're just going to use your thumbnail, and you're going to push in on them, and that will unlock them, allowing you to pull the cables back down again and kind of get things down below where you want it to be. Those little grippers are always going to be in a nickel silver, kind of a shiny nickel silver. So just so you know. Why don't we talk about lamping on this and how much you can get out of it, which can be quite a bit as far as light goes. So you're going to have, don't forget, you're going to have 10 of these sockets. And the sockets are G4 sockets. They're very small sockets with little holes in them that accept G4 bulbs. You're not going to be using halogens on this. It's going to be only LED. And you're going to be using 4-watt LEDs. And again, you've got 10 of these, don't forget. So a 4-watt G4 LED has the incandescent equivalent of about a 25-watt bulb. So that's quite a bit of light. And it's a dimmable fixture. You want to talk to your installer about that because you're going to want to dim this down once you get all those, all those bulbs in there. And again, you've got 10 of these, so it's just something to think about. The light coming out of that bulb, we talk about it in every video. So you're going to be able to get these bulbs all over the place. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. You can find them on Amazon, and that's where we buy these bulbs, quite frankly. And the color of the light coming out of the bulbs is very important to me because I'm very particular about the color that comes out of LEDs, and I think a lot of people out there are as well. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be a super yellow light, which could look very pretty in this depending on what your application is. But they're also going to offer this bulb to you in something called daylight, which sounds like it should be like sunlight and warm, but it's not. That's the bluish white light you see on an overcast day or like in a hospital waiting room. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white or soft white, same thing, and that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. And it'll tell you right off the bat when you're looking at a bulb online or on the box in the store what it's going to be. There's like a little chart on the box and kind of a little arrow. And it kind of points to where it is. So 3,000 Kelvin is what we like to use. It's the warmth coming down from these bulbs right above us, and that's what we use primarily all over our showroom. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.